Memory Neat 7381. What you didn't do was develop trust with your coaches in the time allotted. So next trial, you want to show up 2 to 1 hour early and keep the ball up, right? You want to juggle for an hour the whole time. And when you're playing, you want to play effortlessly. You want to make everyone around you look better. Because what didn't happen is that they couldn't pick you out of the crowd, right? It was, you want to be like lightning on the field, right? It's like when the ball comes to you, you just keep the ball. Anytime you touch the ball, the play improves. Right, and you don't need to be necessarily fast or strong or technical or anything, right? Your strengths are your strengths. So if you're a fast player, utilizing your strength, like if you're very fast, then you want to put yourself in situations in the field where you're going to be able to display that speed, right? Because if you're a fast player, but they don't see you being fast, and or like if you're the most technical, but you haven't put yourself in a situation where you're not able to show yourself, then there'd be no reason for the coaches to choose you, right? You gotta finesse it in a way, right? Like one time, I was in an Adam Sandler movie. I was in Uncut Gems, and I was a background actor. And the way I got into the movie was that I kept on putting myself towards the front of crowds. Like there would be like literally 200 background actors who were all vying for to be selected to be in said area. So whenever there was just a group of a mass of people that they needed, I would just shimmy my way kind of towards the front so that they didn't need Andrew, they just needed a person. So they would just say, you stand there, and it also helped that I was like, they had music playing while this was going on. We got to see The Weeknd perform live. So there was usually a music in the background, and I like dancing, right? So I was just like, had good energy. You want to have good energy, and you want to be like there's a game within the game of your tryout, right? So you could say one game is they're going to select the best players, and those players are going to play on the team. That's one game. A game within this game is like, you could say like how many times a game you could play with yourself is like, when I get to the tryout, how many times can I keep the ball up with myself? And that's a game, right? Another game you could play is like, how many other people's names can I memorize like rapidly, right? Because when you want to, let's say you have a scrimmage, and you go to scrimmage, and if you don't know other people's names around you, it's hard to get their attention. I mean, body language says a lot on the field, but it's helpful if you say, when you start memorizing names, you create this it's almost like reciprocity amongst your teammates, because if you know their name and they don't know your name, it makes them kind of almost, if you know Tommy and Robbie and Joey and Mark, it's like you start to master. It's like you start to start to quarterback the whole entire team. If not only do you know their name, do you know where they're supposed to be positionally, right? Defensively, attackingly, right? That's developing a high level IQ. So the first thing when you do, right when you get to practice, right, you want your body language to display that you have spent so much time with the ball that you're not even trying to be the best one. You're just trying to make everyone look better, right? Because it's the kids who are like slide tackling people's shins, or they're they're trying to be the coach's pet. I'm not saying, right, you don't have to be a diehard and you don't have to be the coach's pet. You want to just bring great energy to the tryout so that you make everyone around you better. So the coaches say, right, they're looking through the roster, they're like, who's number, right, who's red shirt over here? It's like, I like this kid's energy. This kid's energy is something, right? Because if you're moving, right, even one step showing for the ball, you're connecting passes, you're playing simple, you know everyone on the team's name, you thank the coach at the end of the practice. Just say, hey coach, thank you so much for your time. Right? It doesn't mean like, hey coach, like, you just have to say, just be like, you just have to show appreciation that someone is showing up just to run this freaking thing. So if you can elevate everyone around you and treat the tryout like your own opportunity to grow your game, like if you really want to be on the team, I'd show up 2 hours early, if possible, and I'd keep that ball up for 2 hours straight, so that everyone who sees you is like, not only is Andrew playing smart, he can keep the ball up, but he's putting in the work. Like, you want to beat all the coaches to the trial, and then you want to be the last one there, and at the end of practice, and keep the ball up for another hour, right? Then the question is like, not only is Andrew show up ready to play, but he's improved his game, and his trajectory as a player is increasing. So those are some things to keep in mind. So give those a try. Reach out with any questions. All right, thank you.